Hi, I'm Dr. Darnise Martin, and I coach Black women over 40, over 50, and I help them get breakthroughs in their lives. I've been told that my gift in life is meeting people where they are, and I focus on Black women in particular because we have our own unique set of concerns and worries and gifts, and it's time for us to really be elevated. And so I'm the coach to elevate the concerns and joys of Black women. And I think about a time when I began honing these skills of meeting people where they are. I was in high school. I was in about 11th grade, I think this was, and I was in Cincinnati, Ohio, where I'm from. And I was in school. It's just a day at school in English class. And my teacher, my English teacher, asked me to go and help this student with his essay. Now, I was kind of a shy kid, but I was like, okay, I'll go help until he pointed out which kid he wanted me to go help. Okay, go back in time with me a little bit because remember, this was the mid 80s. This was when Prince and Purple Rain was out, right? So, the Minneapolis sound. And we had Morris Day and the Time, Vanity Six. And so now this young man had come to school and he was new. He was already new to school. And he dressed up like Morris Day every day, every day. So we thought he was weird. He was weird, okay? So nobody wants to go sit next to the weird kid in school and have to help him, least of all me because I was already shy. So anyway, my teacher had told me, go over there. You can help him with his writing. So I went over and I sat next to him and he looked at me and I looked at him and I just thought, oh no. But you know what? I helped him because he really had no idea what to do. And then I realized, he was acting like he was too cool for school. But in reality, he was having some challenges and he didn't really want to say out loud what his challenges were. But I looked at his paper and I looked at him and I was like, oh, I see. I see. He doesn't really understand what the assignment is and he's getting caught up. So I walked him through some things and come to find out, he has something to say. Most of us, we have something to say. We just don't necessarily know how to say it. So I helped him say it on paper. And, after a while, he got a good grade. That was a small victory for him. He had a breakthrough. Now I think about, I've been honing those skills all this time. I've been honing those skills, getting better at meeting people where they are. And we all deserve that. We all deserve somebody who's going to understand where we are and help out. And so I've decided to focus on Black women and lifting us up where we are, meeting us where we are. And that's how I got here. One of my challenges that I've had to overcome is losing my mother early in life. I was about 20 years old, a junior in college. I was attending Kent State in Northern Ohio. It was late January of 1988. And I had just gotten back to school. This was after the holiday, and I had just gotten back to school and starting the spring semester. And so one night, well, in the wee hours of the morning, the phone rang. And y'all know how it is. We get that phone call in the middle of the night, automatically we kind of feel like something's wrong. And something was wrong. When I had left my mother, she'd had a surgery, but a fairly routine surgery, and she seemed to be on the mend. And, she just really wasn't. And so I had just been back at school for maybe about a week, and that call came in the middle of the night. And I had to rush home. It was my family saying, you got to get to the airport, get somebody to drive you to the airport in Cleveland and come home. And at that time, we were living in Dallas. So I had to take a flight from Cleveland to Dallas. And when I got there, my family was already gathering and my mother had passed and I had missed it. And so, of course, we were all devastated because it was very out of the blue and we were all just devastated. She was just about to turn 40. And so my family, we did what families do. We came together. But I had to go back to school. My mother had scrimped and saved for me to be able to go to college. And so I knew I had to go back to school. And so I had to think about how I was going to do that. How was I going to get through this challenge, through this moment? I was just, barely an adult. And I had to figure out how to really be an adult and finish school. So I remember what she would tell me all the time, which was, I'm not going to always be here with you. I need you to be able to make good decisions on your own. And she used to always say that to me from when I was like, 10 years old. And of course, when you're a kid, you don't think about what that means. But there I was in this moment where I was like, oh, she used to say, I'm not going to always be there with you. I need you to be able to make good decisions on your own. And so I said, well, I'm going to make this decision to go right back to school. And I did the best I could to finish. And I did. I finished that year and I went back, finished my senior year. And I just really had to kind of push through. But what I learned was it's really important to take from a situation what you can to make yourself better. And what I had to rely upon was what she had instilled in me year after year after year. So now I feel like I can help other women, other people overcome even the hardest challenges and come back around and get to that place where they can feel good about themselves and they can feel good about their decisions. What I've learned over time is how to follow my inner guidance and how to tune out the noise of the world, right? Our world is so noisy and it's easy to get confused over who you are, your core values, and what's most important. And so I think back to a time when I had to really stand up for myself, I had to really listen to my own inner voice. I was only about 13. So come back with me to like junior high school, going into high school. And I had decided that in talking to my guidance counselor, the classes I wanted to take going into ninth grade, I wanted to take AP History, I wanted to take AP English, and a foreign language in addition to the other classes. And so my teacher, who was also my counselor, told me that I could not take those three classes together. I could not take two AP classes and a foreign language. He didn't think that I was up to it. He said it was really hard. You won't really want to do all that at one time. And I thought to myself, how dare he tell me that I can't take this? I'm going to take the classes that interest me. So I went home and I told my mother, my teacher said I can't take these classes. And how can he tell me that I can't take these classes? I have good grades. And so she said, don't worry about it. You just sign up for the classes that he said. And then when school starts again in high school, you switch it over. So I said, oh, okay. Because, when my mother spoke, I believe whatever she said. So I started ninth grade and I went to my guidance counselor and I was a new guidance counselor. And so I said, I'm going to take this class, this class, this class, AP History, AP English, and this Spanish class. And so she said, okay. And so I learned from that, follow my own inner guidance. Don't listen to what other people have to say because a lot of times other people are looking at you through their own lens of limitation. They don't understand what you have inside of you. They don't understand the vision that's calling you. They don't know what it is that you've got inside of you. And so I learned at that young age, and it was hard because I was a shy, quiet kid. And basically, I was having to go against the adults at my school who were really limiting me. And I had to stand my ground and just, I just decided I'm taking this. And I was very firm in it. And I think maybe people were surprised because I was that shy, quiet girl. But I was firm about it. And I learned, listen to your own inner voice. If I could talk to my 21-year-old self, have that couch conversation with her, I would look back. I was in college, Kent State in Ohio, and I was starting already to hustle for my worth, right? Comparing myself to other people, thinking about what I should be doing, not really realizing how valuable I already was because I was in comparison mode. So I would tell her, don't hustle for your worth. You are all the good things already. And I think back, okay, where did I really get that lesson? When I graduated and I was in my first career was in fashion, and I hit the streets in New York. Of course, everything that I was going to do was hustle. Working in a creative field like that, it's all hustle. And you're constantly comparing yourself to others, thinking about what you should be doing, what you should look like, all of those things. But really, I came to realize I was on the wrong path. First of all, I started in this career in fashion, and it took a lot for me to really realize I'm on the wrong path. As much as I thought I wanted this, as much as it looks good on the outside, I was hustling and I didn't really feel good about myself at all. So I began to really understand you're doing too much and you're doing too much on the wrong path. So I decided in my early 20s, I got to make a pivot. I got to change. So I would want my younger self to realize it's okay when you have to pivot. Of course, I was feeling some kind of way. I was feeling like, maybe have I failed or, what's gone wrong. But ultimately, I realized nothing has really gone wrong. This is a course correction. This is to let me know, oh, you know what? You can start over. You can do something that really means something. So I would really want her to know, don't be afraid of making mistakes. It's part of the process. I would want her to know you don't have to hustle so hard. I did that, been there, done that. You don't have to hustle so hard. Lean into the things that interest you, follow your own goals. Today, I've reached a new awareness about what I do, the impact, the purpose, and how I'm really helping Black women. I realize it's not just about me as an individual, and it's not about just one other individual woman who I'm coaching, but it's about collectively what we can do to help uplift the consciousness of the planet, what we can do to raise the vibration. My vision is that big. And so at my company, we're scaling, we're building the infrastructure so that I can help other coaches, spiritual teachers, authors, aspiring entrepreneurs, other Black women who know they have something within them, but sometimes they get stuck. And I know that I have something that can help them along the way, but my vision is big. I'm looking to make a bigger impact than just one-on-one. So we're building out my coaching academy. And we're building it in such a way so that I can bring in more people and I can impact more people. One of the things that really holds us back is that we think we can't. And once one woman, 10 women realize you can, it starts to really make a difference. It makes a difference in her life, in her family, in her community, and ultimately it starts to change a society. That's our vision, that we uplift the vibration of the whole planet. I know that might sound really big. It is big. That's why we're scaling. I'd love to help more women just like you. So come into the academy. That's where we make transformations. When I think about why people work with me, I think about that woman who is stuck and frustrated. She's got these ideas inside, she's got some creativity, but she's been stuck. I work with women who are typically over 40, over 50, and they've given a lot in life. They've been pouring out, and she knows there's something more for her though. So I get that call from a woman who's like, I don't know, Dr. Darnise, I just feel like there's something more for me, and I want that. How do I get it? And so I think I'm good at helping her understand what that is, getting clear, having the courage to walk through it, because it takes courage. I can tell you I've had to change my life over a couple times. I've made big leaps. I've moved across the country. I've left a good job to start my own business. I know what it is. I know what it is when you feel like there's something more, but you're also kind of scared, right? I think of the word exhilaration. Exhilaration is the combination of excitement and fear. Something is pulling you forward or something is pushing you because it's very painful. So what we like to do is walk with women through that pain, through that frustration, through that confusion, and transform her circumstance. So she takes that leap. She decides, okay, I am going to retire early and I am going to take this chance on myself. I am going to, my kids are all away at college. I am going to turn my spare bedroom into my craft shop. Sometimes it's something difficult, like sometimes their marriage ends and they know they've been going along and just going through the motions for so long. and they know that they need to make a change. So, what we like to do is walk with women through clarity, confidence, courage, and those three things together really help her put her life back together. She understands there's something more for her. She just needs a little help, and that's what I'm here to do. This has really been a great experience. There's a great professional team here. They really make you feel comfortable. It's a, professional, lively environment. It can be a little nerve-wracking to come and do this kind of thing in a formal kind of way, but the crew is great. They really are helpful. Wherever you might feel nervous or whatever, they help you out. And so I've really enjoyed the whole process. It's been fun, and it's really pulled out of me a lot of things that I didn't necessarily know what I was going to say. And so it worked out. It's been fun.